E36 part 3.
So in the last video we tried to get my E36 Touring road legal again. I replaced the rusted rocker panel and many other panels. Then I replaced the broken steering column.
Probably one of the top 5 worst repairs you can do to your car. Honestly, very annoying.
After that I did some weird stuff with the headlights and a bunch of other stuff. And once it was time to get the car to the MOT,
It didn't pass.
yeah, there were still a lot of things to do, but I'm not giving up just yet. Today we're trying to fix those problems and try to see if this car can still be saved. I start the day by removing the damaged front bumper.
This is assembled with hopes and dreams and zip ties.
And then I'll remove the front fender.
Next up we have the tail light. Next up is the number plate lights. There should be 4 screws holding this in, but there's only 2. You might remember the first episode. Anyway, yeah, so these are my license plate lights and they're not working, so I don't know if I have to buy new LEDs or just try and find used license plate lights. We'll see about that. So, there's a problem with the windows. So, there's a problem. I'll take this door card out and see what's wrong with it. You have to be joking me. What is this? What is this? Like so. Kids these days, man. I will now show you how the window works and you'll be the judge of it. So the window doesn't go all the way up because it goes over the seal that goes around here. So maybe it's only the seal that's causing the issue. Or is there something else I should check? I don't know. Is it supposed to do that? I really don't know. If you know, you can let me know in the comments. Really weird. I will take it apart and we'll see if it can be fixed. Okay. So this was inside the other holder. Well, if I'm being honest, this doesn't look too bad. It doesn't look too worn out. Okay, I found the problem. So even though it looks good, it is not good. You can probably hear it. This one is really loose in here. So yeah, that could explain the looseness of this window. So I will order new parts for the window. Hopefully that will fix it. I took a little break from the car for a few days, and if you can notice, one car is missing. We're gonna talk about that a little later. I found a new fender, not new, but a little bit better fender for a very cheap price. By the way, I was very lucky to find a black fender used. This could be red or something else, so very lucky to have a same color panel. This one is just shining a little bit better than the rest of the car. So, small steps ahead, but it will be ready eventually. I will now lift the car, see if we can do something about the brake lines. Alright, there it is. There's a lot of space under the car, so it's easy to work on now. You might be asking why I'm using tires instead of jack stands. Well, the floor isn't exactly straight. This side of concrete is lower than the middle, so the tires are a little bit wider. It spreads the weight a little bit more. Okay, first of all, The inspector was right. The brake lines, they are not attached in any way. Don't know what this is doing here. Same thing on the other side. This is the bracket. It should be attached under that. And same thing on the other side. Well, that's unfortunate. Okay, seems that this is not original. I could use this, but then I would have to open this connection, and I don't want to do that. Okay, so here you can see there's an actual flange on this brake line. So here's a brake hose, but on the other side there's just a brake line. That's a bit sketchy, but whatever. Alright, that should hold it in place. As there's nothing I can do now for this, I will try to remove the brake cable brackets. I was really sure that this bolt will snap, but it did come off. And here's our bracket, or what's left of it. Both bolts out. And here is the bracket, beautiful. And here's the other side. The brackets are removed. I think I will be able to replicate these, but seriously, there's nothing left of these. Let's see if this works this time. Oh. No. There we go. So this one goes right over there, and the other one goes there. There are these rubber things. I will need 2 hands for this, but they plug right in. So I'll go ahead and paint these, and then we're gonna install them. I went and bought some new sliders. On first glance, it looks exactly the same as the old one, but when you take a closer look, the new one has a little bit more round shape. This goes like straight. So as you can see here, I'm putting the old slider in. It's a little bit loose. You can hear the sound. And when I put the new one in, you can see here it's really, really tight. It's really hard to get in. There we go. And then push the slider underneath. And there's a ball that goes inside that slider. And it should just pop right in, and once you pop it, slide the locking pin. It's finally in. Let's see if the window works as it should. Well, it does work, but there's still a problem with this seal. It goes about halfway and then it comes off. Also a gap here, but at least the window works now, and I can take it to MOT. But I'll have to find out what's wrong with the window. So what I noticed was this bar right here holds the mechanism somehow. I'm not sure what it does, but I noticed that this side is mounted with a rivet and it's fairly loose, and here we have a bolt which I took off, but I will drill the rivet out and replace this with the bolt. There we go. So there is a roller here which goes inside this rail. It is also really loose, but I'm not sure if that affects the mechanism. Here we go. Seems like our spanner is stuck. There we go. Let's see if there's any difference. Oh my god, it worked! It worked! Oh my god, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I thought that the gasket was the problem here. I can't believe I fixed that. I think that the gasket still needs replacing, but like so. Oops. Would you look at those? So this should go like so. I just cross-threaded it. Well, there's no going back. Unbelievable. How about the other one? This went in nice and easy. So yeah, they're both in their places now, and the parking brake cables are in their places nicely. Right. Wait, what was the brand of this muffler? Haven't heard that one before. Alright, I got some anti-roll bar links. I don't know if they need to be replaced, but there was some problem with them. These are very cheap, so why not just replace them? And also some gloves. Current ones are not so good anymore. So now that the fender and the windows are fixed, I should make a list of what we still have to do. We still have to fix the emissions, the brake lines. We fixed the brake cables, so that is sorted out. Front windows are sorted out. Number plate lights, we still have to find new lights. Front fender is fixed. We still have to find a new tail light, anti-roll bar links, and the front bumper. So that is quite a list, but it's not too bad. We do have the bumper ready in here. I got this bumper with the car, but there are still a few things I need to find, which are the tail light and the plate lights. I do have new ARB links, but the MOT guy said that the anti-roll bar links, they are loose, so they don't need to be replaced. I may still replace them, I don't know. But now I'm gonna focus on the brake line. The other side was good, but on the other side there's still a problem. So I need to find a brake line from this line into there. I have to remove this stud that's left of the old brake hose. On this side you can see there's one brake hose here, and there's another one going over here. The other side should look something like this. Currently it looks like this. It's not very ideal. I'll take it apart and see what we can do about it. All right, I got some new brake hoses. I'm gonna replace these, so let's get to it. Okay, I've already loosened up these connections. I managed to remove what was left of the old brake line. This one we're gonna replace with these two lines. Okay, I did it. Wow, that was difficult. The whole place is soaked with brake fluid. But I will now clean the area from the brake fluid and then I will go home. Alright, we're back with the BMW. Today we will replace the anti-roll bar links and install the new bumper. I will not paint the bumper this time. I want to paint it along with the car, and I'm still trying to figure out what's wrong with the emissions. So it seems that the fuel is not burning properly, so it could be the spark plugs or spark wires. In the worst case it could be the valves. I'll start with the ARB links and then let's see what we can do. Alright, it's finally out. I had to take it out with the fork because it was just slipping and I couldn't get it out. So the inspector said that the anti-roll bar links are loose. He said like just go ahead and tighten the screws and they're good to go. I don't think I can tighten this. I don't think any amount of tightening will fix this. Yeah, good thing that I bought new ones, because this cannot be fixed. Here's the new one. I don't see the bushing falling off. A fun thing about this is that the boot is transparent, so you can see the grease inside. And we saw that weirdly named muffler. Here's another one. Now I gotta replace the other side. That I won't be filming because it's boring and annoying. Alright, so the other side has the exact same problem. The link has been replaced on this side too. Anti-roll bar links are now replaced. So now we can take them off the list. Also the brake line. So when I replaced the head gasket on this car, I don't remember changing the spark plugs at all. So let's take one spark plug out and see the condition. That does not look too bad. I don't think that these are too old, but I might as well replace them now. I'm gonna head to the store and buy myself some new spark plugs, and hopefully that will sort the issue. Some of you might have noticed from my Instagram that I had to take the chaser because obviously my BMW doesn't have MOT, and my brother has my other daily, so this is the only car I can use right now, so I'm not complaining. This is a very fun car to drive, but it really likes petrol, so it's an expensive car to daily. Here's how it looks right now. Needs a good wash, but otherwise looks really good. I already cracked the front bumper from here in our home yard. But anyways, it's gonna need a new paint. Here are many chips, so it's not gonna be a bad thing to fix it and repaint it. Absolutely loving this thing and can't wait for a new modification. I am really hoping that this is the reason for the emissions. I'll start the car now and see if there are any changes in the idle or anything. And also I'm gonna check if there are any vacuum leaks. So what I did there was I sprayed some brake cleaner to the intake area. You should be able to hear some variation to the RPMs if there is a leak and you spray it in there, but I didn't hear anything, so I don't think that there are any intake leaks. So, but there's one thing I still have to do, which I almost forgot, and that is bleeding the brakes. Okay, no response. Okay, so immediately we ran into a problem. There was a leak between these two. Now it should be good to go. I'll put the wheel back on and let's try that again. Let's see if we can open the bleeder screw. basically rotten, so guess we are using other methods. Okay, the bleeder screw turned out to be a bigger issue than expected. I was able to turn it a little bit after many attempts. I also welded a nut on top of it. As usual, that didn't work. But now, I guess it heated up a little bit. I was able to turn it, but I do need a new bleeder screw. We did it. I can't believe that I was able to unscrew this. I'll go see if I can find a new screw and come back. Alright, I got the bleeder screw. So here's the plug that I found, and it's holding the brake fluid very nicely. And before you start bleeding the brakes, make sure that you have fluid in your reservoir. I definitely had brake fluid in my reservoir. It's hard to see here. There are some bubbles coming there. I didn't see any more air bubbles coming out. Alright, that's one more job done with this bleeder tool. Obviously it was very easy to do it alone. Now there are a few things to do before MOT, which are the tail lights and the license plate lights. Today I was talking to a mechanic and they said that the catalytic converter might be a little bit too back, so the converter cools a lot easier because it's way in the back. I might have to move the catalytic converter a bit, but let's do the lights first. Now I don't have the lights yet because I already asked one guy who was selling all the lights I need, but he's not responding anymore, so I don't have the lights. And the MOT is due tomorrow, so we're a little bit on tight schedule. But I do have an idea, which is this guy right here. It has the same tail lights, so I might borrow something out of that. We'll see about that. All right, that was easy. Now let's go before anyone notices that their parts are missing. Alright, we have working tail lights and license plate lights. Now, I did ask permission to borrow them from the owner. The car is actually this shop owner's car and he doesn't need it right now. So I asked if I could borrow them for the MOT and it was fine. There's only one thing left to do. Now we can tick off tail light, plate lights. I'll try to remove the catalytic converter and let's see what we can do about it. Okay, there it is. So this car did not have the catalytic converter when I bought it, so I went ahead and installed this universal converter. If you look at from here, it's really far back here. The original converter starts from somewhere here, so I thought maybe I should move this a little bit more to the front. I don't know if there is any difference in that, but I mean, it's worth the shot. I'm on my way to the inspection now. I was really in a hurry, so I didn't film all this stuff. I'll keep you updated. And the engine is not heating, so I was planning on heating the catalytic converter, but I'm not gonna do it with the cold engine. We just have to hope that it will pass the test. But let's go. There was some clunking noise in the back, so the rear tire is not completely attached. Fortunately, I noticed it early. Okay, no more clunking sounds. That was really close. I mean, it could have dropped, and I don't know what I would have done because I don't have spare bolts. So alright, we didn't lose any wheels. The inspection is over. I didn't really film anything inside there. It was just a quick check if I have fixed everything. So I got the paperwork. It passed. You don't even understand how happy I am about this, because there was so much work to do to get this car road legal. Obviously a huge relief, because I was really sure that this will not pass. And the MOT guy said that the emissions were on the edge. It didn't look very good, but it passed barely. Only thing left to do is to change summer tires and return the lights that I borrowed. So now that the car passed the MOT, we can finally focus on other cars that I enjoy modifying. There will be some things that I still have to fix on this car. Nothing huge, I hope. But as always, thanks everyone for watching. I'll see you in the next one.